there are things that are funner than opening a whole bunch of packs. But opening a whole bunch of packs is still pretty darn fun. So after that big box opening, I did have enough card inventory to go ahead and make the Izzet deck. So I'll show you guys what's in this one and what I ended up getting out of the deal. I had 4 ops that I threw in the deck, and that's the Teferi opt, not the pirate one, because Teferi is way better, which is a 1 blue scry 1 draw card. 2 Siren Stormtamers, which come in your collection. You don't need to add those with packs at all, which is a 1 blue, 1/1 flying, and then you pay a blue and sacrifice it to counter target spell or ability that targets a creature you control or you. And I don't quite know how to play this in Izzet yet, but it's a funnish deck. 4 charts a course. For 2, you draw 2 cards, then discard unless you attacked with a creature. 4 lightning strikes, 1 in a red. Lightning strike deals 3 damage to any target. 2 discovery dispersals. I haven't yet used the dispersal side, and to be fully honest with y'all, I don't really know how. I mean, I know how to cast it. I don't really know when you're supposed to use that part of the spell. I mostly use the discovery side to surveil 2, then draw a card. That's how it's at least been. But if you end up using the dispersal side, each opponent returns a non-land permanent they control with the highest converted mana cost among all their permanents. So I guess this might be good for like a planeswalker or something. And then they would have to discard a card. So if they don't have a hand, you could dispersal, and then they would have to discard whatever card they return. But it's pretty expensive, so haven't had a chance to really use it yet. I did get enough Goblin Electromancers in the big opening, so it's for a blue and a red, you get a 2/2. Goblin Wizard, and instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less. And that pairs up real nice with Wizard's Lightning down there. 2 fights with fire. For 3 it deals 5 damage. You can pay the kicker and it will do 10. I have not gotten far enough in the game to pay the kicker on this card. It's mostly just creature removal, which does get 1 colorless cheaper with Goblin Electromancer. Also Wizard's Lightning. This will cost 1 with the Electromancer or the Siren Stormtamer. Those both count as wizards. And so it's 2 in a red. Unless you have a wizard, then it's just 1 red for 3 damage to any target. It's pretty useful. 4 Enigma Drakes. This is a 1, a blue, and a red. It's a X4 or 0/4 flying, where its power is equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. And it's kind of hit and miss. I mean, I've had 2 of these Enigma Drakes out there at 0/4 and ended up losing the game because I for some reason couldn't get enough in my graveyard. It was weird. Or they would just get killed, rolled over, and then they die. 2 Chemister's Insights, which for 4, 3 and a blue, you draw 2 cards, and it jumpstarts, so you can cast it again and exile a card. I did sneak my 2 Rekindling Phoenixes into this one. It's a pretty tough creature for 4, and it's a 4/3 flying. When it dies, it creates a token, and then at the beginning of your upkeep, that token sacrifices itself to find another Rekindling Phoenix. So they have to exile or counter your Phoenix in order to take care of it. If you have a Siren Stormtamer out, you can counterspell the effect that they're using to kill the Phoenix, but you can't counterspell the cast. So if you're casting a Rekindling Phoenix, you can't Stormtamer a counterspell because it's not you or a creature. It's a spell you're trying to cast. 3 Crackling Drakes, 2 blue, 2 red, 0/4. It's the same as Enigma Drake, except it also counts sorcery and instant spells in exile, which is kind of cool. My Ral went in here, so I pulled him in the box opening. May as well throw him in there. Niv-Mizzet Parun made it 5/5 flying. Can't be countered. Very important. It is 3 blue and 3 red, so it's tricky. That's okay. Whenever you draw a card, Niv-Mizzet deals 1 damage to any target. Whenever any player, casts an instant or sorcery spell, you draw a card. It's a game winner. Pretty much, you play it. The game is pretty much over. Sometimes it's not, but for the most part. 9 islands, 7 mountains, 1 Drowned Catacombs, 4 Izzet Guildgates, and 1 Sulfur Falls. Ideally, I would have 12 dual lands. The Izzet Guildgate, the 4 Sulfur Falls, I didn't have enough rares to build them all. And then 4 of the new one, I don't even know what it's called. I don't have any of those. So the land base is a little slower than I'd like it to be with Izzet Guildgate in there. Ideally, you'd want to pay some life and then have that come into play untapped on your first turn. But it is what it is. And I called the deck, isn't it? And that's pretty funny. So let's see how it plays. And full disclosure, I'm not really very good at playing Izzet. I'm not. So, but I feel like if you play the decks you're not very good at, it makes you better at playing against them. Should make that better. So let's see what we got going on here. 3 land, a Dispersal, Discovery, Lightning Strikes, and a Wizard's Lightning. I'm going to keep that because I am on the play. So I can drop Island and Mountain and then Discovery into whatever else I might need. Although slow hands like this tend to not do me any favors because I can't draw into kill cards too quickly. And we'll see what happens. And I still don't quite know what I'm supposed to be mulliganing for. It's not always clear with this deck. I know I've lost to it plenty. So I want to do Discovery first rather than Chart a Course because Chart a Course is going to make me discard. I don't want to start discarding just yet because I can't attack. So let's... Well, shucks, that's actually pretty good. Alright, I'll hang on to that. Then I'll draw the Mountain. Okay. Alright, now I'll draw into Crackling Drake. I'll have the mana base to play in. He's not doing anything that's too scary right now, although his deck could get out of hand. If he had like a runaway steam can or something, I'd be a little more worried about things. I think that was supposed to be an attack that just happened, but maybe not. So let's do... I want to start playing some of my burn cards, just so that this guy's a 2/4 when he comes out, so let's do that. May as well play the Wizard's Lightning now and save this for a later turn in case I don't draw into a land in 2 turns and then have to do like a double Lightning Strike after I drop my Crackling Drake. Hopefully he doesn't have a Lava Coil for me. Oh boy, that's a lot of damage early on, isn't it? Isn't it? And if it was me, boy, I would just risk factor all over again and get the cards out of it. He's going to spend all that energy on my Crackling Drake, which I appreciate, although he could risk factor now. And I'm at 7, he would have to... Nope, he's going to get the cards this time. Well, that was fast, so I don't know what I could have done different in this particular game to cling to life a little longer. Maybe I can turn this around, but he does have 6 cards waiting to happen right here. There's no way I can take that damage again. I mean, if a risk factor goes through and he has a Lightning Strike, I'm dead. There was the Lightning Strike. I've got one of my own, so I'm not super worried about his Chain Whirler. But he does have the card draw advantage. Why don't we opt on our turn? Dump that. We'll draw into a Wizard's Lightning. I don't want to throw away my Chart a Course just yet. Oh. That's too quick. It's too quick. Can't do it. Yep, nice game. Also against Burn, I feel like this deck should do better against Burn. Maybe I'm playing it wrong. That could be. I know I've beat some other control decks with it. I feel like I'm missing some counter spells or counter options. It's really more of like a Drake deck where you gotta hope your Drakes end up living, and if they kill your Drakes, there's just not too many other options. And like I said, I'm really not very good at playing this deck just yet. I feel like I should understand it a little bit more so that I can beat it, but I'm probably not gonna play this deck and win a whole lot of games. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Even though this is my Drowned Catacomb, it's just in case I want to cast the black side of Dispersal. So I'm going to play this and let it come into play tapped and slow down my opt by 1 turn. Should I draw into an Electromancer, I'll be okay with that. I'm also on the draw, so now that I got an island, I could change this around just a touch and go okay. we will island into an opt. Now there's no reason for me to wait and opt on his turn. I've got my 2 mountains, I'm good with that. And I will draw a Electromancer. There we go. So like I was saying, there's no reason for me to wait until his turn to opt on the first turn, because it doesn't matter what he plays. I'm going to need to get more cards out of the deal anyways. Later in the game it might have an impact, but right now it didn't. And now my Catacombs come into play untapped. I could attack and chart a course twice. Oh, that's delicious. I could do that. Though that would give me too many cards and I'd have to discard. So I will attack and chart a course once. Search for Azcanta. I don't think he's going to block. They never do. But if I draw into any burn, I can cast it. Oh, well. Oh, I can. Yeah, why don't I? Well, I'm going to save it. Just in case he's got some other big scary creature coming. His Elvish Rejuvenator has already served its purpose anyway, so killing it doesn't do me a whole lot of good. He just has 1 Druid of the Cowl in his graveyard. He's looking for something else. Blue, green, black, and red. It's probably a 5-color deck. Or Nicol Bolas deck. Fight with Fire would help against Nikki B for sure. Or is this just blue, red, and black, right? That was a very strange move. Okay. So, Crackling Drake it is. And then I can do both of my charts of a course before I attack next turn and build my Crackling Drake up. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do with this deck. Feels like it's what I want to do. Might do a Fight with Fire on one of those little creatures. Of course, Vivian Reed changes things in a terrible way.
So much more reliable than
Yep,
no
there
one
he
said
goes.
restoration was painless.
Okay, well, she dies. We're gonna fight the Elvish Rejuvenator. Does 5 damage. Seems like a waste of 5 damage, but I gotta get him out of the way. So I can attack here, so he can't keep digging for creatures. Okay, she dies.
Strike me, and you strike nature.
We will chart a course, and we can't do our Enigma Drake this turn. But next turn, both of these will be 4/4s. That's pretty useful. Alright, let's see what we got. That's tough. That's going to be tough to deal with. Okay, so we'll do Wizard's Lightning, get his mana source out of the way. And I'm going to chart a course. And this is really just to make my Crackling Drake a little bigger. I'm going to discard Chemister's Insight because it's got Jumpstart. There we go. So now it's a 7/4, and that should make him think twice about attacking. Then next turn I can play my Enigma Drake, which is also a 7/4. And hopefully he thinks 3 times about attacking. And then I can drop Ral and see if he's going to be able to do it. Okay. Well, there's a Lava Coil. That's terrific. Boy, either I'm not very good at this at all, or I am seriously missing something. He only deals damage to a creature, or he draws cards, so that hexproof is going to really get in the way. I'll have to start blocking eventually. Maybe I can get through with the block here. I'm going to do a discovery. combos coming. Perfect. Okay, cool. Jump starts an instant, so I can drop that. Okay, cool. Cool. Alright, well, let's see what happens. He's got to draw into something useful here. So he's going to scry, which is funny timing, because if he likes it, then Search for Escanta is kind of useless right there, too. This is a weird combo to me. I don't think there's any reason to have both a treasure map and Search for Escanta in the same, maybe in the same deck, but probably don't play him at the same time, maybe. I think it's just a funny combo. Maybe it's awesome. Are you kidding me with this? It doesn't matter, I can't. I can't touch his Carnage Tyrant anyways. And this game is over. Because even if I block, it still hits me for 5 next turn with my dude. Unless I drop more dudes. I don't think the Izzet Viceroy is going to help me. So what if I drop my other Electromancer for... So I'll block for 4. I don't know what benefit Ra would do. 1 Carnage Tyrant totally shut me down. That's weird to me. But I guess it happens. Even my Crackling Drake will still kill me because of the trample of the Carnage Tyrant. Curses, Carnage Tyrant. Well, what's he gonna get? At least the Sunken Ruin Land is gonna eat up all of his mana if he uses it, and that Banefire he got wouldn't have been as useful if he didn't have any mana for it. So I'm going to take at least 3, and this is a shock. He's holding a shock right here. We all know it. Okay, so I have to game block, or I die. There it is. Okay, I'm at 2. Here's the shock. Here it is. What's the end of this reborn even? Fabulous. Okay, so I discarded a sorcery spell, which helps. If he attacks, I have to game block. And if this is a forest, I'm in business. It's return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. I think we're okay with that. We are. He can't steal my creatures because they've got too much power. I have to gang block. I have to. Don't have a choice. Now, depending on what that other card is, please don't be a Titanic Growth. Please no. And maybe this is the point of the deck. I mean, this looks like we're sort of in business. He doesn't have... He doesn't have a flyer. So he can't... That's all. This is his whole graveyard here. So even if he does concoct, we're still in business. So it looks like we're going to sneak away with a victory here with this big giant Crackling Drake. Well, we'll see what happens. Carnage Tyrant, right? I got to assume. Yep, there's the game. So, not terrible. I mean, I'm, you know, at best, I'm a novice at this deck type here. This Izzet style Drake drawing and discarding play style. I don't quite know how to use RAL. I mean, I don't. I'm just bad. People smarter than me say this is good stuff. So let's do one more game and try and get a best of 3 style. I don't do best of 3 because I've got no confidence in myself. At least not yet. I prefer more of a Selesnya style. Tokens that get bigger. Boros style. Mentor's pretty cool. Izzet is interesting. Okay, so... yeah, I mean... this looks like something I would want to keep. One more mana of any color, I can play either Drake. Even though they'd be a 1/4 with this hand with Lightning Strike. There's so much card draw. I gotta think I'll get something. Let's see what happens. I say that a lot. Okay, another mirror match. At least, unless this is another 5-color deck. Okay, we are killing him unless we draw a mana source. And I'm going to save the fight with fire for his Drakes. Okay, he's got another one of them guys. That's cool. And a mountain and a no direct damage. And I haven't drawn any land. This is so weird. We'll cook his Electromancer and keep attacking for 2. And hope to draw into some land, maybe? So now my Drakes are 2/4s if I can get them out there. He could play his. We know he's got them. Yeah, he might be in the same boat then. He's already trying to discard. Well, he's got Arclight Phoenixes. See that guy? Well, that's going to be his angle. Okay. And any other mana source next turn, I can play a Rekindling Phoenix, which is a lot scarier to him than I think these Enigma Drakes, because he's got to Lava Coil it. And he's already wasting his Lava Coils. There they go. Come on, land. That's not tapped. Come on. Okay. Okay. Alright, we'll just do that then. That's fine. Fear my 2/4. Deal with the radical idea. He's only got 1 Phoenix in his graveyard. He's going to try and go for more. The Bacon Bolt. Okay. The sigh. And I don't have my other Fight with Fire. Terrific. But if I can get any kind of land source, of course not. My Rekindling Phoenix is a lot scarier because I can block down his Crackling Drake all day. Unless he's got 2 more Lava Coils in his hand, right? That's how this works. We all kind of know that that's true, don't we? Where's all my card draw? Where's all my land? I'd like to get my Phoenix out there. I'm going to Lightning Strike in response to that shock because it's about to get a lot more expensive and I will not have the ability to cast it unless I get handcuffed by my mana base. Another radical idea. And there comes the Arclight Phoenix. Okay. It's not... There we go. Okay, now let's see what happens here. He has drawn a lot of cards, so he's got to have another Lava Coil or any other kind of removal. Even a Lightning Bolt ends the game for him. Oh, there's this... I knew he had 2 more. I knew he had them. How did that happen? All he got were lava coils. Well, that's the game, so no reason to watch him play more land and Crackling Drakes. So, I mean, I'm not the greatest at playing this deck, but it seemed to work last game where we drew it out long enough to win, and aside from my mana problems this game, might have done okay against the mirror match, but he had Arclight Phoenixes. I think that's the better way to do it with Arclight Phoenixes. I just, like I said, I don't really know any better. So, thanks for watching. Do some more work on this. If you have any tips, leave them in the comments, because this is kind of a tricky deck, at least for me to play. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one.